Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Short little video today. Going to be starting to work on a project. So if you haven't handed out the project papers, hand those out. Want to group people into groups of 3 or 4. I kind of let you guys decide how you want to do that. Let the sub be in charge of however that happens. And I want to talk a little bit about the project today, and that's all I'm going to talk about it. And a lot of it you're going to kind of have to explore, read over the directions, and decide what you're going to do all about it. Before we move on, I do want to remind you that tomorrow on Thursday during math advisory period, you'll have a chance to do corrections to that last test. I will put notes in the Synergy for everybody, so you can just stay in class during the advisory period and go right into working on the test corrections. You don't have to go check in with your advisory teacher. I'll take care of that. I've entered the corrections to the last test. I think I did that a few days ago. Or I should have done that a few days ago, and I should have sent out grade checks probably last weekend or something. You should have got everything. Everything should be entered. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to keep up on all my grading. These videos I'm doing them in advance, but I feel fairly confident that I want to stay on top of all the grading. So let's talk about this project here. The things that we're going to need in the project and that should be in the room already are going to be, each group will have a long piece of the butcher block paper, and it should be over 2 meters long. It should be about 8 foot long. You'll need it. And the idea is, and I want you to make it nice and neat. Neatness counts. You're going to need some rulers, and you're going to, on the butcher block paper, you're going to create an X and a Y axis right here in the middle, and then a very long X axis. So this is going to be the initial setup. It's going to look something like this on the butcher block paper. And what you're going to have is you will have a piece of spaghetti. Oh, these rulers are really yardsticks, because everything's going to be very long. And then you're going to have spaghetti. I don't know how to spell spaghetti, but there we go. So a piece of spaghetti is going to be your unit. So you'll use the piece of spaghetti, and what you'll do is you'll put the piece of spaghetti somewhere on here, and you'll use a length of string. Now, the string, you should get lengths of string. The length of string should be at least 7 foot long-ish. And you're going to use the string almost like a compass. Take the string and then hold it out, and then mark the spaghetti on it. And then somebody hold the piece in the middle, and then wherever the mark is, and go around the circle. And as you take the string and go around the circle, do a whole bunch of different dots, and then draw a nice curve to create your unit circle. And remember, the unit is the piece of spaghetti. However long the spaghetti is, that's your unit. Now, the next thing you're going to need to do, I don't want to give too much away here. I want you to follow directions. Hold on to that piece of spaghetti. You're going to need a large protractor to measure all of the angles. And you're going to measure the angles around the circle, and you're going to measure them every 15 degrees. And then you're going to take your piece of paper around your piece of string around the circle and use a marker. You'll need a nice marker, a Sharpie. And mark the piece of string. And then take the string, lay the string out along here, and transfer all of the marks onto the horizontal axis. Now for the spaghetti, you're gonna the unit spaghetti piece will go to each of the marks, and then for each of the marks, you're going to drop a perpendicular. So the first one is going to be 0. The second one, how long is that? Break the piece of spaghetti and tape it to the marker. The next one, 30 degrees. How much is that? Break it and tape it there. The next one, 45 degrees. How long is that? Break it and mark it there. And then keep going. Now, when you get over here, 180 degrees is going to be 0. And then when you go below, they're going to start becoming below. Okay? And I don't want to give too much away. Look at the directions, think about it, make it look really nice. This is a 2-day project. You've got today to work on it. Put them in the front of the room, stack them very carefully, keep all of the supplies together, and then you'll have all day tomorrow to work on it as well. Neatness counts. This is a graded project. I will be grading them and hanging them up in the room. We'll go around the room hanging them up. And it's just a connection between a lot of the different concepts we were talking about. So hopefully this is a kind of a fun, interesting project. Working on it. When you're done, you might want to take your string and tape it. You probably want to mark all of your angles down here. And are you going to use degrees or radians? Be consistent. If you want to do everything in degrees, then do degrees. If you want to do everything in radians, then do radians. However you want to do it. Read over the directions. They should all be there. And then just kind of make it your own thing. Give it a nice title. Be clever. Have some fun with it. Make sure everybody's name's on it. There will be 2 sets of grading for this. Next week, and I'm hoping to return next week, I'm going to give students the opportunity to go around and grade other people's work. So you'll be able to grade all of the other projects. And of course, I'm going to grade them. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite my calculus classes, because my calculus classes had to do this project when they were in my Pre Calc class. I'm going to invite them to grade them as well. And then I'm going to pretty much use the average of the grades of what all the students say, what you guys say, what my calculus students say, what I say, as the grade that goes in. And everybody in that group will get the same grade for the project. All right, so I know it's a little bit vague. There's probably a lot of questions, but these are things you need to work out. Talk about it, think about it, have some fun with it, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days.